daily sports coverage of the NFL. You haven't missed a thing as we're just about set for the opening kickoff. For the first time in almost 30 years, the big game is back in Los Angeles. Super Bowl 56 underway. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Take over first and 10.
First carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Let's go for 21 yards on a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other, they're controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
At the Bears' 33-yard line.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield quickly into the hands of Beckham. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 14. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Roquan Smith coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield, he'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. With the first touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive.
For the point after.
Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Chicago offense set to get started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up first and 10. This is Joe Mixon, and he powers his way up past the 30. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude, and I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before, find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things, and then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up fourth. Now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
33-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Incomplete. Brings up third down and 10.
From the gun, Wilder. Locked in on third down. Brings up fourth.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
This may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on fourth down here. Operating from the gun, Wilder. Inside the 20 before he's brought down. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the fourth down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on fourth down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on fourth down here early in the game.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Now Joe Mixon. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilder. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And that'll make it third down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
On third down, Mixon. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Round 7, Bears nothing.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on fourth down. Back to throw. Wilder. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And this Browns defense stands tall. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in. But I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Mayfield, man open, that's Damian Ratley. 30, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Damian Ratley, 82 yards. And the Browns were able to strike quickly for 6. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again. Wilder. Miller with 1st down and more. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st. So, Charles, what a ride it's been for this team, destined for greatness at the beginning of the season. They kept adding piece after piece to really make this an offense for the ages, if you will. And now they have the chance here tonight to prove that they really are football's version of a dream team.
And I harken back to a conversation we had at the beginning of the season where we wondered if all their egos would get in the way. We wondered, would the pieces fit together as a unit, or would they be a collection of individuals? And I think I can say with great confidence now, these guys have impressed me the way they put the team interest in front of their own personal interest. And I think it is personified by the fact that they didn't take on a nickname. And that is a huge part of why they're here tonight.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Mixon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Mixon with a 1st down carry, and he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Joe Mixon.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9-yard
line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
On second down, here's Mixon. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Joe Mixon taking it in, and the Bears have cut it to within a score.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Now Mike Nugent for the extra point. Makes it 14-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you win.
And now look at this. Big game. A fumble. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Mayfield's pass complete. A fumble on the play.
There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock. This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. Over the middle to Beckham. All the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Damian Radley, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Well, right now, under 100 yards of total offense. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Bears going to call the the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in the one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Off the bootleg. Wilder going deep this time for Miller. An incomplete and excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Wilder looking deep for Gabriel. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Grady Williams picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team, keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. So these two teams will head to the locker room as we hit halftime. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's second down.
On the coverage.
To throw again. Wilder going up top for Miller. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Anthony Miller, 75 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Nugent on now for the extra point. Timed it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. From the gun, Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and snapped him up.
And he stopped immediately there.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Over 100 yards. Receiving for him now in the Super Bowl. And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Mayfield. This is going to be incomplete. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. To throw, Mayfield. Forced out to his left. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs, because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And he's going to miss this one wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Looking deep for Gabriel. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, 55 yards. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he could actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted to tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
Teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Mayfield on play action. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Mayfield looks to throw, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. His 2nd catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Roquan Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Throwing, Mayfield. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have the Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And bringing it in right side here. Back to all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of the play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And we're at the time of this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Wilder going deep this time for Miller. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a game.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The yard at the 47.
They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Mayfield to throw it. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Forced out of it. Was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Mayfield down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart at points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Mixon, the ball.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it's a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. 2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Taylor Gabriel, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And it is good. There were about 70,000 people about to turn blue from holding their breaths. But it's good, and this Super Bowl is tied. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And he can't get it thrown away. He's taken down. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Mayfield. He's got Hooper on the short connection. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
It's Nick Chubb. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here's Jamie Gillen down. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there, 17 yards. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could. And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth, take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Mixon. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. Playing with the defensive guys, poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
But think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now, because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there was another first down run right there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
Credit the defense, gobbling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Third and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Back to throw. Wilder. And it will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
So they say forget the field goal in the lead. They're going for the win in OT here on 4th and goal. Looking to throw. Wilder. And this is incomplete. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. That's complete. Hooper. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Mayfield throwing complete there to Hooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. yards. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Second and 11 at the 41. Mayfield. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 43. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
43-yard line.
Territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. A first down throw from Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A huge play there in overtime. 41 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's into the end zone. Move over, James White. You've got a new rival for best finish to a Super Bowl ever. And how about this? The dog pound gets the crown. The Cleveland Browns are the Super Bowl champs. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That last.
That squad has strived to become something incredible and have fallen short. I remember meeting with the assistant GM to talk about the future. That was one of the hardest moments of my life, and I'll carry it with me until my dying day.
What was harder, not winning the Super Bowl or knowing you wouldn't play together again?
It would have been something else if we had another year together. Oh, I wish we got to find out.
As players get into the later stages of their career, oftentimes it's an injury that leads to retirement.
After an injury like that, it takes some time to regain the strength to push the ball down the field.
Gentlemen, this week's not over yet, so don't get comfortable. We've had a good week so far, so let's make sure we finish the same way. Consistency is the key to winning in this league, so keep up the good work. Small steps in the right direction. That's what we've been talking about. And you know what? Today you took a lot of those small steps. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
For the playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week, or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in a later round. It was, without a doubt, one of the toughest decisions in my career. For the playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week, or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in a later round. It was, without a doubt, one of the toughest decisions in my career. I had no idea how the team would react, on or off the field, to my return. But deep down, I knew it was what I needed to do. Returning from an injury like this wasn't going to be easy. And in this situation, we needed to make the smartest possible decision so I could be effective all game long.
From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
This great venue has hosted some memorable playoff games over the years, and these Bear fans are hoping to make some new memories today at Soldier Field in Chicago. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here come the Cardinals, and it is Kyler Murray from Oklahoma who leads them out.
And the quality of opponent goes up a notch here in this divisional round. But he's coming off such a sensational performance, I'm not sure he cares. 4 touchdown passes in the last game, and you'd have to imagine his head coach would sign up for that right now.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now from Murray. And this one caught by Max Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
First down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he... was looking for, and now it's 2nd down.
Kareem Jackson on the coverage.
Throwing again. Murray. He'll set up the screen to Drake. A 1st down and more for Drake. And he'll finally be taken. Down at the 18.
Kenyon break. A gain of 30.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. To throw again on second down. Murray, this will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
The quick slant caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. From 10 yards out. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown.
Jake Elliott.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
First carry here for Joe Mixon. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Joe Mixon, the ball.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they run with Mixon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
First down, Mixon, and he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Isaiah Simmons. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Wilder. He'll air this one out for Mims. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
Intercepted by the Cardinals.
What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. The 40, the 30, 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, 83 yards. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
And it's good to make it 14-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep, and he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They've got to be a little shell-shocked, down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half, they've got to turn things around quickly. They begin with a run by Mixon. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. He's brought it. You're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
He'll air this one out for Mims. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll run with Mixon. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Wilder. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it, couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And now the throw here is incomplete. And with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun. Wilder going up top for Miller. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Mixon with it. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Christian Wilkins.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. Off the bootleg. Wilder going to throw deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. From the gun, Wilder. And that is going to be incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. His throw incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st down, Drake. Jalen Johnson up to make the tackle.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
1st and 10. Here's Murray. Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run here with Edwards. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. He lost 6 there on the 1st down play.
6 brings up 2nd and goal at the Bears' 11-yard line.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Murray. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Elliott is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points.
Come on, dog!
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On 2nd and goal, Murray.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Goal from the 5-yard line.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, here's Murray. Step under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Khalil Mack in there to drop it for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try.
Field goal, a 27-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
Bears nothing.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they? Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction. Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops. They'll run on first down. Mixon. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Joe Mixon, 35 yards. And the Bears cut into that lead. Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him. A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him, and he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement. It's easy to say it this way. He's their main guy. And it's 17-7. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was.
Set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He starts by handing this off to Drake. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
He's brought down.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play? Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long, they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
cause I deserve that. It's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where you burn it. 6 figures every year, yeah, earn that. At the front of the
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded at about the 28. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Ball carrier.
Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Wilder. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Wilder is going to fire one deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll go with a keeper. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback. Keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. So with 2nd and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried the sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. 2nd down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. This is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6.
Michael Badgley set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. taken at the 15, a short kick. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Levante David, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Badgley on for the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. A fairly short kick from the 14. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be... Incomplete.
Intended for DeAndre Hopkins.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Throwing again. Murray. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. From the gun, Murray rolling to his right, and he's going to keep it here. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Murray. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Touchdown.
A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have retaken the lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Elliott good with a PAT, and that gives him a 3-point lead.
Jake Elliott set
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. Oh, good return up past the 30.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
Man, it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 1st down, Mixon pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
On the carry.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 48-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be stopped up just short of the 1st down at the Cardinals' 44.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he's going to be stopped up just short of the 1st down at the Cardinals' 32.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They got a nice little drive brewing right here.
1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Going deep this time for Miller. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Anthony Miller, 30 yards. And the Bears have once again taken the lead. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
Little salt, little pepper,
Yeah,
goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up, because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Michael Badgley set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Kyler Murray now in the Cardinal offense. Down 28-24, 2:19 to play. It's got to be a touchdown here, and that won't be easy. On the road, in the playoffs, as they've got it with a first down. Murray now on first down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Hey, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. We're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. This is Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is.
Mike Badgley set to kick off.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
The football going back over to Arizona now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Second and 10.
Murray to throw. Caught left side, Williams. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Able to find Isabella. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. That's going to be caught by Kirk. 7 yards, the pickup there. Murray, he's used to moving fast in Oklahoma. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame.
3rd and long.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Back to throw, Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for Max Williams. Incomplete.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game. The Bears will fight on another week as we say so long, everybody.
24.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.
Just as I was expecting, I was very sore after the game. But what I didn't expect was that I'd be getting such bad news the next day when I talked to Coach. News was devastating. I mean, especially since I had already worked so hard to come back from this injury once, but because I had come back once, I knew that with a cautious approach, I could come back again. I don't think I've ever been as nervous for the regular season as I was when I returned from injury. I felt like a rookie again. Only this time around, I had even more to prove. This game defines who I am as a person. If I don't give it everything I have to be the absolute best, I'm not only letting my teammates and fans down, I'm letting myself down.
Today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Take it in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback. first and 10. Glenn, wide open receiver complete. He's at the 30, and he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory.
Number 12.
A huge play there right off the bat. 61 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use momentum to launch another one.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
To throw on second down. Glenn, Swift is hit, and he coughs it up. And this is picked up by the Bears. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. So here are the Bears backed up to start their initial drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
The tackle by Joe.
The numbers for Mixon last week, 10 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
I give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well, but I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. Looking to throw. Wilder, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Lions have recovered. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown.
Lining up for the point after.
So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
On first down, Wilder. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. As we get things started out here, CD, what is a thing or two that you're going to be keeping your eye on as this ball game unfolds?
Well, I'll be keeping a strong...
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Chicago! Joe Mixon, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for them.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, here's Swift. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed, speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
14.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is up to 8. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
They'll run here with Mixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now they'll try the jet sweep here. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Mixon. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41.
After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports.
With the score, Lions 14, Bears 6.
Mixon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
At the 33.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On 2nd down now. Mixon, and a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 26. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilder looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilder. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. I got to tell you, I'm shocked. When I realized they were running the football at 4th in that distance, I thought that was a surefire throw.
I can hear it in your voice because I'm the exact same way. No one runs the football in this situation, right? You've got to throw it to have a chance unless you're them. Talk about supreme confidence bordering on arrogance, and they got it done, keeping the ball on the ground to pick up the first down.
Mixon trying to punch it in, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there down and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And this is no good as well. He's missed twice now, and that's the difference in this ball game.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
So here are the Lions to take over. They've got the lead here as they begin this drive, trying to get that bad taste out of their mouth from the loss last week to the LA Chargers. Play action. Glenn. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Roquan Smith came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a throw here, hold in. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
3rd down.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
It's 4th.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this ball is going to be touched out just shy of midfield.
Take over 1st and 10. At the Lions, 40.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily, when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it?
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And he's taken down inside the 30. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Man, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be out of bounds.
That's good for a Chicago.
One of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Here's a run with Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, no surprise there that he got the ball. When you've got 2 touchdowns already, you're probably demanding it in your own huddle. And you can bet this defense, though, is going to be keyed in on him at this point. They did a nice job stopping him behind him.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Joe Mixon as the first half is winding down, and the Bears have taken the lead. That could be an important swing right there, a touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. Can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, a little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass. No interceptions for him personally to this point. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Mixon with it. Brushing off defenders. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Off the play fake. Wilder. He'll air this one out deep for Sims. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Glenn, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And the Bears are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they?
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears use this short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Their own 33-yard line.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah,
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
We're glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Glenn. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bears take over.
At their own 34-yard.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
A gain of 2.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At their 49-yard line.
Off the bootleg. Wilder. He'll air this one out deep for Sims. And that will be incomplete.
Wilder
tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Off play action. Wilder. He'll air this one out for Mims. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And it's up and good. That time a 6-play drive. And the end result is a Bears. Touchdown.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
11 on the play. First down, Lions.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Glenn throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
To throw again. Glenn, he's going to get that to Swift underneath, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Brandon, a lot of times you'll see running backs rotate in and out of the game, whether it's completed pass, a good run, it doesn't matter. Here, not only does he stay in, but they go right back to it, and he makes another nice play. Back-to-back catches.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Johnson. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, Glenn. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's good for 28 yards.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it with Johnson. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, Glenn. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown.
Complete to number 19.
Kenny Galladay with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And these are the games, hitting pay dirt as we see as many times as he has, that running backs dream about, right?
It's okay to be selfish in this circumstance, isn't it, partner? Because this selfishness, getting to the end zone time and again, only helps your team. This is where it's okay to put up big numbers and people don't worry about it. This is really, really good performance.
It's been an unbelievable performance. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 42.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he gets it down to the 32. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, we'll likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. Throwing on first down. Glenn. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. After a month of subpar football, this team finally notches their first win of the season.
They can certainly breathe a momentary sigh of relief, can't they? But they also know there's plenty of work still to be done. The 1992 San Diego Chargers still remain the only team in NFL history that made the playoffs after starting their year 0-4, so they got a big hill to climb.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more,
Even though we won the game and the team had a chance to turn the season around, I knew that my subpar performance would put the media into attack mode. I knew that these kind of questions would be coming my way all year long unless I started playing better, and I wanted no part of having to defend myself every week. So, that meant it was time to turn things around.
today. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's a special New Year's Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chicago Bears taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport, Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chicago Bears.